Good evening and welcome to our first Falcon update of the semester. I'm Caleb Kukin.
And I'm Marie Miller. Thanks for watching Yellow Breeches Television.
If you're a Messiah student, you've probably gotten a decent amount of phishing and scam emails.
And IT services at Messiah are implementing some new programs to help combat these cybersecurity threats. Here's Danny Johnson with a look at the new two-factor authentication program.
When a security problem arises on campus, the safety department is probably the first place you'd look to. But with the many threats to your security on the internet, Information Technology Services is taking its own preventive measures.
We're trying to protect everybody's account and protect the avenues that can be attacked by having everybody do it.
The two-step authentication is to help secure students' Outlook accounts. You have received this email with a link to some important steps. Click on the link and simply follow the steps.
We have had a bunch of accounts getting attacked. After students leave, they never change their password again, and the attacker can just sit and try passwords over and over and over until they break it. Or this way, they can try over and over, they can break the password, but then once they try to sign in as the user, they won't have the second factor and be able to get in.
Students and faculty have until September 14th to secure their account. For YBTV, I'm Danny Johnson.
While many people know about the chicken coop near the railroad tracks, the chicken coop in the center of campus is lesser known. However, you may have noticed some feathered friends have returned next to the community garden. The community garden chicken coop, which has been empty for the past 2 years, was fixed over the summer by a few gracious volunteers. Now the coop houses 3 hens. The once broken coop was problematic as the chickens would escape and disrupt classes. Now the chickens are safe and secure and continue to produce eggs that are sold to students at the community garden at various market events. They also help combat invasive species of bugs and plants.
The Falcon Fitness Center is changing things up this semester by adding a new app. The app helps students, quote, get active and stay connected. It gives employees and students easier access to the fitness center, open gym and swim times, and various group exercise programs. Just search Messiah University Wellness in the App Store or Google Play Store to download the app for free.
A new piece of art showed up on campus this semester. The nestled perspective sculpture sits in one of the grassy patches outside of Fry Hall. The sculpture was made by students in the public sculpture class last semester. The structure is made out of stoneware, steel, and caulk.
The Student Activities Board and Art Professor Cologne held a DIY earring making event on Saturday. Students learned how to mold clay and mix colors before putting their creations into a donated toaster ovens to bake. Students returned in an hour to pick up their finished earrings with creative liberty to make any shape they wanted. No two pairs were the same.
Still ahead on Falcon Update, what do students think about Messiah's new mail pickup system? Rosa Sciano shares student opinions with Falcon on the Street.
And Kelly Gainey is back with a presidential edition of The Vault.
Stay tuned to YBTV. We'll be right back.
The new athletic training curriculum at Messiah College is a 5-year accelerated program that results in completion of a bachelor's in applied health science with a concentration in pre-athletic training and a master's of science in athletic training.
When I was introduced to the athletic training program at Messiah, I knew right away that it was going to be the right fit for me. There was just so much support and so much interest in me as an individual, and that community was really something special.
I think a student should be interested in studying this program, particularly at Messiah, largely because of the people that we have. Students are going to formally participate in case studies and case reviews, and there's also opportunities for collaboration with the faculty.
My friendship with the program director, Dr. Matt Lewis, has supported my journey as a Christian, as an athletic trainer, and as a scientist.
We are passionate about our students, and we're also passionate about the profession of athletic training.
6277 is now officially rebranded as Yellow Breeches TV.
Welcome back to Falcon Update on Yellow Breeches Television. Messiah students were asked to turn in their mailbox keys this semester as the university has transitioned a mail pickup system in the campus store.
Rosie Schiano asked students on campus what they thought about the new mailing system. Let's see what they have to say for this week's Falcon on the Street.
I'm this week's Falcon on the Street reporter, Rosie Schiano, and today we're asking people what they think about the new mailing system.
But I understand why they're trying to do it to get more people into the campus store, but I think it's really difficult when you're shipping different things, and also if you have personal items, I think it's hard to just have that out for everyone to see. So yeah, that's my opinion.
I think it's okay. I don't really like it. I miss my mailbox and I wish I had it back.
All right, so I'm a big fan of the new mailing system. I love having to wait in line at the bookstore, such a good line to wait in, a lot of fun. Big fan.
So I'm honestly not a fan of this new mailing system. Having a mailbox felt so convenient to get anything when I needed it, and now I have to wait in a really long line to get things that I need, and it just feels very inconvenient. So not a fan.
I don't like it.
I think they're kind of inconvenient. I liked having my own key and being able to go whenever.
Yeah, so I think the idea of the new mailing system is great, but I think it was just really stressful for students, especially in the first couple weeks when we were all trying to get textbooks.
That's it for this episode of Falcon on the Street. For YBTV, I'm Rosie Schiano.
Thanks, Rosie. Now let's see what's happening on campus this week.
Here's Nolan Putnam with Campus Calendar.
Good evening and welcome to this semester's first edition of our campus calendar. I'm Nolan Putnam. Right after chapel on Tuesdays throughout the semester, the Grantham Community Garden is hosting a farmer's market. They are selling fruits and vegetables grown right here on campus. All payment types are accepted. Interested in going to North Carolina over fall break, the Career and Professional Development Center is hosting an info session about their Into the City Charlotte trip on Wednesday from 12 to 1 in Parmer Cinema. If interested, make sure you RSVP via the link in this morning's This Week at Messiah email. If you like to work outside, the Grantham Community Garden is looking for volunteers on Thursdays from 4 to 5:30 to help pick and maintain the gardens on campus. No signups are needed, just meet at the Upper Garden by Jordan Klein. Join the History Club for a blast from the past for the Decade Thrift Challenge and bowling. This Thursday, students will form teams of 2 to 4 and will be given a budget of $15 to spend at community aid. After, participants will all go bowling at Trindle Bowling in their new creations. Bowling is $12.50 per person for 2 games and shoes. Sign up early. The first 12 go free. Sign-ups start Monday, September 12th at 12 p.m. by filling out our RSVP at the History Club at messiah.edu. SAB is celebrating the National Day of Dance on Saturday. Come to Legacy Park at 7:30 to learn a dance routine or check out their Instagram at MessiahSAB for more details. To finish out the weekend, the Performing Arts is sponsoring Music for Piano ×2, Nostalgia and Hope. This will take place in the High Center from 4 to 5:30. Pianist Stuart Molina, Yating Chang, Patrice Edwalt, and Richard Robertson will explore music for 2 pianos by composers whose life stories and music were shaped by migration. General admission is $10, but $5 with the Messiah ID. The September Coffee House will be held in the Union on Sunday. The show starts at 7 p.m. on Sunday, and auditions are happening tomorrow. That about wraps this week's campus calendar. For YBTV, I'm Nolan Putnam.
Thanks, Nolan. Speaking of blasts from the past, it's time for a Messiah history lesson.
Let's go to Kelly Gainey in the vault.
Welcome back to another year of unlocking Messiah's history 1 week at a time. As always, I'm your host, Kelly Gainey. This semester, I wanted to dive deeper into the history of our 8 Messiah presidents and the legacy they left behind. The first president of Messiah, Samuel Rogers Smith, who was president of Messiah from 1910 to 1916. Smith was the general secretary for the Brethren in Christ Church and chaired the committee that decided to found a Bible college in Harrisburg under the name Messiah Bible School and Missionary Training Home. Smith would offer his home to be the first location of the school. The church would elect him president for his continuous efforts to found the school. He would move the school to Grantham in 1911, donate the land that Old Main stands on today, and build a home near the breaches, which would turn into Smith Hall of Music until it was torn down in the 50s to build Climenhaga Center of Art. S.R. Smith would unexpectedly pass away in 1916, leaving the young school without leadership until 1917, when C.N. Hostetter would become the second president of Messiah. To honor and remember the man who started it all, Smith Apartments was built and dedicated in 1979. That's all for this week. Tune in next week for when I unpack this sticky rivalry that is the Marshmallow Bowl.
Thanks, Kelly. Marie, how about that weather today?
You know, I thought it was going to rain, and then it didn't. So let's go to Josh McLeaf for a look at this week's Falcon forecast.
Marie, Caleb, it was a lot drier out there than I thought it would be. Yesterday, I was expecting to see some thunderstorms roll across campus, but we didn't quite see that. I did feel a few raindrops on my way over to the studio earlier this afternoon, but it's been dry for the most part. If we take a look at the temperature, it's about 77 degrees right now here at Messiah, but it is very humid as well. About 80% humidity. The air is very thick. I just ran across campus to get here to the studio to record this, so it is, you know, I'm very hot and sweaty right now. But what do we have on tap for the rest of the week? We're right in the sweet spot of summer right now. Summer ends September 22nd. We have about a week and a half, so we're right in that sweet spot of late summer and early fall. So if we look at Tuesday, high of 79 and a low of 56, 0% chance of rain. Some of those clouds may stick around from today because it's very cloudy, but otherwise clear skies. Wednesday, again, clear skies, high of 81, low of 59. And Thursday, the clear skies continue, high of 77, low of 54, 50% humidity, great weather for that men's soccer game versus Dickinson right here at Messiah. And then again, Friday, high of 74, a low of 73. I can't think of a better way to start the weekend. Maybe some clouds, but besides that, you know, it should be a pretty great day. Looking at the weekend, Saturday, we do have some more clouds that continue. Again, high of 77, low of 56. And then Sunday, the sun will start to peak out again with a high of 82 and a low of 59. So overall, pretty great week as we transition from summer to fall here at Messiah. Definitely make some weekend plans. Get out there and enjoy that great weather while it lasts for these next few weeks. I'm Josh McLeaf with the Falcon Forecast, sending it back to the desk.
Thanks, Josh. Coming up next, sports.
We'll have highlights from some of last week's games. Stay tuned to Falcon Update on YBTV.
A student would want to study the finance major here at Messiah for several reasons. Students here are working and practicing in a setting in our finance lab with technology that they're going to use when they leave here and work in the field. And so our students are certified in Bloomberg. In addition, in several classes, our students are actually performing consulting projects with local financial and investing firms.
I think the biggest thing that surprised me about coming for the finance major here was just the scope that you get in all the different classes. So anything from corporate finance to portfolio management and security analysis, you touch on everything. Getting into investment club was something I really was looking forward to coming here to Messiah. I knew from very early on I wanted to get involved.
There's nothing wrong with going out, being successful, making money, but not allowing money to have a higher place in your life than God. So our goal is to get our students started off on their career path quicker and better positioned than any of their peers.
name is Nathan Sims. I'm a junior at Messiah, and I'm a double major in both film and media arts and Spanish. I grew up making films as a kid. I saw that Messiah had a film program, and so when I visited, I just thought this is the perfect fit. Both the theory and practical considerations here have really increased my skill set, not just in a technical sense, but also from a theoretical perspective as well. I think the biggest piece that I'll add to my portfolio before I graduate is the final film for the junior and senior film project. That'll probably be my crowning achievement because I'm working with so many other artists and other film majors, and it's just been a really great opportunity so far. I think I'm most excited to use skills I've learned in documentary class. I have to make ethical decisions in every step of the process to really come up with a strong and truthful way to tell someone else's story. I think my professors have done a really great job of being strong examples for what combining your faith and your ethics with an art form like film, what that looks like. And so the interactions have almost always been positive because they're really invested in what their students are learning. One of my most valuable experiences was my internship, where I was able to actually apply what I learned in the classroom to the real world, and I think that's a completely invaluable experience. Personally, I did my internship with the Department of Natural Resources in Maryland. One of my favorite experiences at Messiah so far has actually been the Splice Film Festival, which allows students to submit their own personal work, and being able to share the art that I created as well as my fellow classmates was absolutely beautiful. I think the market right now is very open for film and media arts majors. There's a lot of different ways that you can plug in, both at nonprofits, at regular organizations. I worked in the government, and so I think there are absolutely a lot of opportunities.
You're watching YBTV live on YouTube. Check out our channel after the show for more great content from Messiah University.
It should be fun. I love s'mores.
Me too, especially on a campfire.
The best.
Golden brown.
You're watching YBTV.
My name is Curtis Seaman. I'm a senior journalism major. So my entire life, I've really enjoyed writing, really enjoyed sports. I thought that if I combined the two, sports journalism would be the perfect major for me. I feel very prepared for post-graduation with practicum. That's been a huge help. You have to participate in 3 different mediums of communication, media, throughout the class period. And to be able to do things like radio and television and writing has just kind of really helped to broaden my horizons. And in terms of writing, I'm also excited to use all of those skills that I've learned as well. Obviously, the professors here in the communication department are fantastic, and they really know how to get you to drill down and get you to write the best that you possibly can. In a senior sem, Dr. Dixon prays before every class, and a lot of other professors do that. To be able to pray in class, to be able to talk about faith-based things is just huge, and I really have appreciated that all 4 of my years here at Messiah. So right now I'm interning at WGAL 8 in Lancaster, which is just a TV station, NBC affiliate. The hours are a little rough. They're from 4 in the morning until noon, but that's also been a look ahead of what it's going to be like in my career in the future, so that's been also a good experience. For MC77, my sophomore year was the first year I did. I started on camera, moved to floor manager. I've done everything from camera to producing, executive producing, anchoring, VTR, audio. You can do pretty much any role. They're more than willing to give you the chance to make mistakes, but also to learn, because the time is now to make mistakes before you go out and are working for a real television station. MC77 has definitely given me a ton of great experience and prepared me for what's to come with that, and I'm excited to use that more within bigger TV stations and more live television day in and day out.
Sports are finally back at Messiah after a long summer, and as the fall sports season is in full swing, so far, men's soccer, women's soccer, and women's volleyball all remain undefeated. But even with a 2-2 record, Messiah field hockey has still posted some strong performances against nationally ranked competition thus far. On Saturday night, the Falcons in men's soccer defeated Moravian 6-0, and perhaps their die-hard fans played a role in that big win. The students that the athletes coached over the summer came to see their coaches play, and after the game were able to get posters signed by the Messiah team. Senior Matt McDonald loved getting to coach and play in front of his former campers.
It's awesome. A lot of these kids we were able to coach at camp, and they've been coming here, so it's cool to be able to see new faces and be able to be around the kids and just have fun with them and let them.
It's all. Who knows? Maybe one day those kids will be talking about them on this YBTV sports segment. Only time will tell.
This year we're doing things a little differently during our sports segment as we introduce the Falcon 4, where we highlight 4 of the best plays from the past week of action in Messiah sports. We'll start with someone we've already talked about, Matt McDonald. On Friday night, the Messiah defense took on the Moravian Greyhounds, and it was McDonald who got it all started. Early in the game, the Moravian defense breaks up this pass attempt from the Falcons, and all seems to be going well until, McDonald breaks free and nets that one for the first goal of the game, giving the Falcons a 1-0 lead. Let's see this again. As the Moravian defense whiffs, Mac McDonald gives them a gift. McDonald finished the night with 2 goals, bringing his season total to 6, which leads the team so far in the early 2022 season.
Women's volleyball is also off to a scorching hot start this season, currently holding a 6-0 undefeated record. However, they wouldn't be undefeated if it wasn't for a spectacular effort last Wednesday. Hosting Lebanon Valley College, the Falcons fell behind 2-0 on the brink of their first loss of the season. However, the Falcons would find a way to rally all the way back to a decisive 5th set. And we'll go right there to this 5th set here, needing just one more point. The Falcons here getting ready to receive the serve. They receive it up in the air, up, one hit from Barnhart. Barnhart slams it down again. They handled it the first time, but not this time. And the Falcons go on for the huge 3-2 comeback win over Lebanon Valley College. The women's volleyball team would go on to sweep their tri-match on Saturday against Newman, and they continue their hot streak tomorrow night as they play host to Hood College in Hitchcock Arena.
The women's soccer team has yet to record a loss, despite being tested by some of the most competitive squads in the country. On September 3rd, the Falcons hosted Mary Washington in their home opener. Already up 1-0 late in the game, Brianna Sipe helped get her some insurance runs for the Falcons. As she's on the receiving end of a long sideline pass here, she takes it all the way past the defenders, but then's denied by the goalie, but the goalie gives it right back to her and says, "Here, have another one." As Sipe then nets that one for the insurance run. Here it is, and all the goalie can do is just sit there and watch as Sipe crushes the dreams of the Eagles' comeback hopes. The women's soccer team improved to 3-0-1 after this big win over William Smith College this weekend, and they'll be back in action this Wednesday as they host McDaniel College.
For our final highlight of this week's Falcon 4, we go back to men's soccer on Saturday night, where Matt McDonald got it started earlier. Now we go to the second half of that same game with Messiah up 4-0 on Moravian, and continuing to keep the pressure on are the Falcons as they control possession all night, dominating. I believe they outshot Moravian like 32-1, something like that. And Zach Venus gets a hold of one on the right side and puts it in. And the Falcons go on to win it 6-0. Here we take a look at the highlight. There's Zach Venus getting it on the far sideline, working his way up the sideline. He got past one defender, up another defender slips, and he puts it into the back of the net. That makes it 5-0 early and actually midway through the second. But let's take a look at it with a different angle. This from the near sideline as he works. Oh, what a great move on that defender. He works past the one defender, only one guy in front of him. Oh, and he hits the deck too. No one in front of him except the goalie. He gets it right past, and just like that, the Falcons go up 5-0. It's a celebration in the corner. And now the Falcons would go on to win that one 6-0. Men's soccer after that now 3-0-1 after the weekend's action. And they play next as they host Dickinson immediately following the women's game, a doubleheader on Wednesday night. So for our Falcon 4, that's a wrap on this week's action in Messiah Athletics. Now back to the desk, it's all you guys.
Thanks, PJ and Caleb. That's all for this week's Falcon Update.
Tune in next Monday at 7 p.m. for another episode of Falcon Update and our semester premiere of YB Tonight.
And if there's a story you'd like us to cover, the YBTV tip line is open. Find the link on our link tree and our Instagram at Yellow Breeches TV.
Thanks for watching, and stay classy, Messiah University.
Huge thanks to Rosie Sciano for our Falcon on the Street reporter, Nolan Putnam, our campus calendar reporter, and Josh McLeaf, our Falcon forecast reporter. Caleb, I really hope we have some great talent for us next week on YB Tonight. Are you excited for that?
I'm excited. YB Tonight, one of my favorite segments on YBTV, and I mean, we didn't get to have it this week, but look for it next week because we're going to have some great talent, a lot of talented people throughout campus. Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. And if you'd like to join YBTV, there's also a link in our bio on our Instagram page for that as well. You can join YBTV, send us a tip on our tip line, or just follow us and stay up to date on current YBTV things and behind the scenes.